Welcome to our project update Bonfire community. In today's session, we'll be going through updates regarding the latest ongoings at Bonfire and end with a presentation from Andrew showcasing the work from the past month. I need to advise you all that in any tech startup, there are going to be hurdles to climb, but this is normal. As I've stated before, we didn't create this token. We took over from the original dev team to ensure this project didn't crash and burn like 90% of the projects out there. Ultimately, I want the community to know that although things are delayed, they are delayed for good reason. If we as a team are doing our best each and every day and making progress, we can never be disappointed with ourselves. You've seen our progress, you've seen how we deal with hurdles, and I hope that shows you our perseverance and dedication to the cause. You're putting your belief in us as individuals, and as they always say, do your own research. I'd suggest to our newer investors to revisit the first ever AMA I conducted on YouTube to understand the story of Bonfire and to truly appreciate the position we are all in. This journey has been nothing but a movie, multiple twists and turns, happy and sad moments, but one we expect will have a very happy ending for us all. And you're here to witness every step of it. This token is a deflationary token, which incurs a 10% tax on each and every transaction. This is a blessing for hodlers. However, it makes things pretty tricky when our ecosystem includes an IDO launchpad and a marketplace. This is an issue that multiple deflationary tokens face. The ownership was renounced by the original developers, which means the contract cannot be changed or altered in any way, and the liquidity will always be secured on version 1 of the PancakeSwap exchange. There are multiple solutions, and we are discussing the best route with blockchain consulting companies. Our goal is to make sure people are incentivized to buy and hold this token rather than sell and exchange. Okay, this was announced in our community Discord and Telegram groups 2 days ago. Nathan, William V, and Will B left the team on amicable terms, and we wish them the very best on their future endeavors. I released a 5-minute video statement 2 days ago explaining this and the reasons why. Please visit our Discord announcements channel to view this for yourselves. We have, however, in the last few days, recruited 3 new core team members to take over their roles. First and foremost, we have James. James is a senior software engineer and platform architect with over a decade of experience of working with some of Australia's largest retail and fintech companies. While James has been working with us for over a month, the recent departures have opened the door for us to promote him to a core team member position. Second, we have Rob. Rob has an MBA from the University of Miami, 20 years of experience as an entrepreneur, experience in PR, marketing, a sales professional, a facilitator, and a public speaker. He's actually an actor also, and today he showed me some audition footage on YouTube, which I found pretty amazing. Third, and finally, we have Rachel. And our Discord community knows all about Rachel and how significant she is. Rachel is exceptional in community engagement, quality assurance, and copywriting. She always puts the community first and has a great understanding of your concerns, which she always relays to us promptly. That, along with her work ethic, makes her a great addition to this team. We actually have more members of staff in the onboarding process, and we can update you on them in future updates. Rachel, Rob, and James, welcome to the core team of Bonfire. I'd also like to update you on Geordie, who we formally announced as our CEO. Due to some unforeseeable personal health issues, he's having to step down from his duties as CEO. We would like to respect his privacy at this time. As you can see by checking his wallet on BSC Scan, Geordie has not moved or sold any tokens in the past month while he has been prioritizing his health. His passion for the project and the community remains unchanged. Now, who's going to be our new CEO? After careful consideration, I believe there is no better man for the job than our very own Andrew Cunningham. The decision was made due to his commitment to the project over the past 2 months and his incredible work ethic. His experience comes from 2 decades of working in technology and startups, corporate governance, and being involved in high-level legal scenarios. As always, my role remains unchanged. I am a founder, the project director, and the spokesperson. I'm involved in all aspects of this project, and Andrew and I will support each other and work very, very closely with one another to ensure the success of this project. I'd like to also inform the community that I'll be funding aspects of this project going forward. There are many operational costs to running a business like this, from Slack memberships, bookkeeping, project management software such as ClickUp, Coda, which is a platform where we provide design and project updates, brokerage fees for premium domains, developer salaries, and many, many more. I would really like to contribute to these costs. And up until this point, I haven't sold any Bonfire. And for personal profits, I haven't really cashed out any Bonfire at all. I've also always shown this community my dedication to the project. So please be aware, small amounts will be sold to fund operational costs, and I am more than happy to do so for our community and this project. Finally, after multiple calls over the past 2 weeks with a blockchain consulting firm, we will be updating our roadmap and white paper to reflect the insight gained from them. I'll now pass you over to our new CEO, Andrew. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Jay, for the very generous welcoming to the CEO role. And I'd like to say that this is not a responsibility that I take lightly. However, a commitment that I am making to both the team and community to execute this role to the fullest of my capabilities. My sincerest thanks to those members who've moved on from the project of recent, and a big welcome to James, Rob, and Rachel, who have joined the Bonfire core team as introduced just now. In the past month and a half, I've led the product side of Bonfire and helped bring to life the ecosystem that we're releasing to you today. This ties together the numerous digital assets of Bonfire, both existing and forthcoming, and allows you to convert the username that you reserved to a fully functional account profile. Whilst this profile will be fairly basic initially, we will be bringing numerous features to the platform using agile, iterative releases. We've created this using our own engineers on AWS Cognito. So this is not a WordPress development. It's not plugins. This is a proper, fully functional ecosystem with full session management that can comfortably scale to millions of users. This is a professional development that we have undertaken, and we've done this in weeks, not months. And that is a significant milestone. We initially expected this to actually come to market in Q3 or Q4 of this year. However, we found that it was a necessity to support phase 2 of our Firestarter beta. So we have spent a lot of extra time on this to release it, a little bit earlier. So the work that I'm about to demonstrate to you, as I said, it usually does take months and months of time, but our experienced development team led by James, I'm able to showcase this to you now, and you're able to start using it. Keep in mind that a substantial amount of work has gone on in the coding, the backend, the architecture side that you won't necessarily be able to see. But I would like you to know that this enables us to rapidly bring product to that you can see visually, that you can learn to use, that you can engage with really quickly and really easily down the track. So there's a lot of work that's happened in that background, in the coding, that's going to really enable us to rapidly bring more features, more functions into our platform. So let's now welcome the Firestarter project phase 1. Phase 1 allows founders to apply for Firestarter, where they can pitch us their project through an application process. And this is now available on Firestarter, which I'll show you in a moment. And once they do that, we go through a very thorough internal and external vetting process, and we decide whether or not their team appears to be honest and capable. Then we can start to proceed that particular project to the second phase of Firestarter. And this is where our community is welcome to upvote or downvote projects, where they can follow a project, where they can even ask founders or developers questions about that project directly, and other community members can also engage. So this is an entirely unique setting to token launchpads, and one where the community has the power to dictate which projects progress to an initial DEX offering. The final phase shall then offer community members the ability, of course, to purchase tokens in a pre-sale. However, before we can get to that, we need you to work with us in defining which projects make it through that process of upvoting and downvoting and questions and that whole process. And this is something that's really quite new to token launch pads, and it's going to be really interesting to see how we can work together on shaping that project. Just before I showcase our ecosystem, however, I would like to advise you that we've chosen not to engage with Climb Investments. They changed their terms with us at the 11th hour, and we were unsatisfied with their renewed offer. Whilst we have in writing the terms of our original offer and original agreement, we've chosen not to engage in this legally, as it would take time and focus away from the things that we want to do on a day-to-day basis. We have the funds from key wallet holders to achieve what we need to, and with the recent intellectual property that we are adding to the project, we are extremely confident that when the time is right and we choose to go back to market for further investment, we will do so at a considerably greater valuation. This is a really good thing for us, and we're quite satisfied with this outcome. And we wish Climb Investments all the best and hold no animosity whatsoever. So without further ado, let's now take a look at the Firestarter and ecosystem platform. So when we jump in here, we've got the ability to sign in or to sign up. So if I go over to sign up, I can enter my first name, last name, email, password, and in the next screen, it's actually going to ask me to enter or create a username. If you're one of the people who have reserved your username, when you go through this process, please make sure you use the same email address that you used when you reserved your username, and that will be attributed to you and to your account so that you can take benefit of that username. For me at the moment, I've already converted my account, so I'm going to jump straight into the system. And as soon as I do that, you can see at the top here, I've got my name, my first name, and also the name that I reserved. So I was fortunate to get @Andrew. Let's run through the process here. So one thing that we've got is we can sign up for the mailing list for Kindling Industries. And when we enter our email address, obviously, then we can get updates around the different things that Kindling is doing with Firestarter, with Bonfire token and other digital assets that we're all invested in together. So who is Kindling Industries? We're the legal custodians and guardians of the Bonfire brand, and we'll work to ensure that Bonfire is being developed and promoted as a secure, transparent, and accountable project for positive change within the cryptocurrency industry and broader. The token exists to create platforms and technologies that enrich the lives of our own community and the communities around us. So some of the things that we're working on, obviously, is Bonfire Social, Firestarter, which we'll be showing you phase 1 today. This is our leadership team with myself, Jay, Will as head of technology, Eli, head of operations, head of strategy, Jason. And obviously there's a raft of core team members who we work with daily to achieve outcomes that are fantastic. So you can also obviously get in touch with us right here on the Kindling website. Just fill in the details and click send, and you may have a question, a query, a concern. Please put that through and we'll be straight back in touch with you. So now moving across to the top of the screen, I can jump in and out of digital assets, and we'll be adding things into here shortly, like Bonfire Fashion, Bonfire Cards perhaps, and other areas that we're going to be working on moving forward, like Marketplace and later in Q3 and Q4. So there's some interesting things that we'll be able to add to this, just like when you go to Google and you jump between YouTube and Gmail and some of their digital assets. So for this one, we're already signed in. So I'm just going to jump straight into the Firestarter product. So we've got the ability here now on Firestarter to launch our project. So this is for an organization or team who have a project, an RDO. And so they can enter the name of their project, put a description in, tell us what phase they're up to, whether it's an idea or whether they're a bit further down the path. We can also say, have they raised any funds to date, particularly? Is the team public or private? So are they doxed? Obviously, we much prefer a doxed team, but there's options here. What funds are they looking to raise? What is the use case? Is this a token or a project that has a use case? URL, social links. So what are your Twitter handles? What are your Discord or Telegram handles? Name, email, and they can then submit that. And as I said before, once we go through this path, we are then going to engage with the team members around this particular project and make sure that we do the right due diligence to ensure that this is a good and strong project to bring into the Firestarter platform. Once we do that, that's then going to take us into phase 2. But I'll run through that in a moment. So for investors on Firestarter like yourselves, those in the community, we're mixing wallets and profiles. The vast majority of launchpads only allow you to connect your wallet, and based on what's in there, you'll be able to access different levels or different periods of time within that particular token offering. We have a profile system as well, which allows us to engage the community and engage people through what we're doing here, which is a really exciting place for us to be. And we'll certainly tell you more about that. We can obviously research together utilizing that function. So as people put comments in, or as people put challenges in or queries, we can learn together about a project and a team. And then obviously for investors, the Firestarter system itself allows you to buy in at different points in time to a pre-sale. Now, we're not just going to focus on how many Bonfire tokens do you have in your wallet, because we're not just about making whales bigger whales. We want to look at things like, when did you first buy Bonfire? How long have you held your tokens for? So there's some really interesting metrics there that we want to make sure that everybody has access in good time to join this project, to join Firestarter, and just like a whale would, access to really good opportunities in pre-sale. So if you're a project, if you have a project that you're working on, why should you join Firestarter? Why should you put that project on Firestarter? Product validation. You can come to us, and with our community, we can help you with comments, vote up, vote down, people who are following your project. And you can get really strong feedback, which can actually help shape that project before you go to market. This is a really valuable thing that we will do together. Us as a community, us as engineers, us as developers, and project founders. So there's a really interesting space that we want to work with you on around that. Obviously, access to market. We have over 300,000 Bonfire token holders. And as a project, you have access to this amazing, wonderful market of people who've shown confidence and purchased tokens in Bonfire. And obviously, finally, access to developer talent. So by putting your project on Bonfire's Firestarter marketplace, what you're basically doing is you're accessing great team members, core team, the founder team in Bonfire and Kindling, also all of the community members there. So you're getting access to people, architecture, people to help you with smart contracts, all of these sorts of things that you may not already have. And they're people with experience. So this is a really significant thing for projects to help reduce their risk of going to market. So if I go down here at the moment, we also have a lovely video created, which you can jump through and have a look at yourself as well, around just going through what the phases are and how the Firestarter will operate. So just in short now, phase 1 is where we are today, which is where we are welcoming new projects to the system, to the Firestarter platform, and they can apply, they can discuss and meet the team, and they can pitch their idea in whole. The second phase is where we introduce those ideas that make it through to the community. This is a really important phase, and one where we need your involvement. So once we've got through with some really good projects, which we've now opened up from today, and we've got a few who we've already been talking to that we want to take through this process, then we'll open up into phase 2 where you can engage with us. And that's going to be a really exciting phase. We're really looking forward to it. And of course, the third phase is to go through those projects that made it through the community phase, that made it through your thoughts and where you feel about them, and actually make it into the full pre-sale IDO. So this is where you can purchase tokens in those projects. And that's going to be really exciting to get to. So again, this ecosystem will see us being able to go in and out of different digital assets within the Kindling and Bonfire experience. And we've got a few more that we're going to be adding into here really shortly. And all of this is driven through our own individual session management, profile management system. So we've got a very advanced platform running in the background on Amazon Web Services, utilizing our own internal build against AWS Cognito, which is the session management product. So this is quite an advanced platform that will allow us to scale into millions of users. And that's something that in 4 weeks, 6 weeks is a significant achievement for the Bonfire team, and particularly the technology team within our organization. So I'm going to stop the screen share there, and I hope you've enjoyed that little look through the product, the ecosystem, and you can access that by simply going to bonfire.is right now, and you can jump in there, convert your existing reservation into a profile, and have a quick look around. Keep in mind that we are going to add more and more things into this in an agile, iterative progress. So the app is traveling well, and we're in the final stages of security testing for this. We know that it's been delayed, and we apologize for that, but it is prevalent that we ensure this is a secure and safe environment for our community. It's also something that we are building our profile management system that you just saw now into that app. So that's one of the things that we've completed doing as well. So stalling it so that we could do that, and we couldn't tell you about this before now, but stalling it so that we can do that is going to mean that things like notifications around Firestarter when we get to the phase 2 shortly are going to come straight through into your app. So again, when we say we're releasing an ecosystem, we really are. This is more than just a quick app so that you can have a look at what your token prices are. We're going to start simple, but we are bringing into this a full product, a full project. And we're pretty confident that you're going to be very satisfied with where you see our engineering developments over the coming months as we start to push through quarters 3 and 4. So we do apologize for this inconvenience. However, we do have only so many engineering resources in our team, and focusing on the ecosystem and indeed Firestarter has impacted this. So lastly, I'd like to thank each person on the team and in the community as a whole for your confidence in us and the project. I can tell you that we are headed in the right direction. We are working for you to deliver the roadmap in its most optimized form, and we do this on a daily basis, whether you see us working or not. The majority of outlets present Bonfire in a positive light. However, there are always members out there of the public who choose to spread negativity. Listen to me when I say that we work no matter what, because we know what the goal is, and we are committed to that 100%. I will not sit here and tell you that things will always be good, because there are constant challenges in this business, and any business for that matter. I can tell you this from 20 years of experience, but I will tell you that no matter what, this team works hard to deliver through all the ups and downs that we've encountered and will encounter as our journey together continues. At a time where other tokens around us are challenged and even crumbling, we are working to achieve a positive outcome for you and for us as a team. Thank you so much for tuning in today to our project update, and please jump over to bonfire.is and convert your username to a profile now.